It's called Super Rugby for a reason. Now there's no easy games, right? I think those pieces are still coming together, and a lot of the guys are playing. No, they haven't had a lot of footy, not just at this level, but also us as a team. We're not here to make up the numbers, and we don't expect to be treated as such. We want to compete, and we want to be there at the business end of the season.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Well, what a treat this is, as we're talking big-time rugby, Super Rugby Round 7 kicking off this weekend. Seilala Mapusua joins us. You'll remember him from the Highlanders fame. Of course, he played up in the Northern Hemisphere for London Irish up there, went and played in Japan as well, in 26 caps for Manu Samoa. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Well, for Martin, good to be here, mate.
Well, it don't get any tougher for you blokes, does it? You play the Chiefs, and next up, the Crusaders.
It's called Super Rugby for a reason, no, there's no easy games, right?
Look, forgive me, let's go back to last Friday night, and forgive me for my take on this, but I was disappointed at the end of that game. I was disappointed because of the scoreline, because 50 points had been conceded again, and I know the second half was a great performance and everything, but when you're down 43-7 at halftime, I don't know, what was your overall reaction at the end of that, and during this week, what have you said to the players about that?
I know as a coaching group, we're disappointed, massively disappointed. You know, to concede 50 points and to lose the game. Also, was a great show of character in the second half. Unfortunately, we're not measured on that, and then ultimately the result was we weren't good enough on the day. So. As a coaching group and as a team, we've had to have a good debrief and dissect where the areas that didn't go so well for us, and also what we need to do to improve. So, disappointed, but no, we didn't have. There's not enough time to dwell on that, and understanding the challenge that we've got this week against the Crusaders, and making sure that we do take the learnings and the lessons from last week's game, and making sure that we can apply them sooner rather than later heading to this week's game.
Look, I'm so pleased you said that, because after conceding 56, against the Reds, and the defence had tightened up so well, and that performance against the Hurricanes, especially against the second half, was such a big step forward and everything. So, that's why I was disappointed in that. Just in terms of the defence, though, what can you adjust? What can you do to make sure that you're not conceding that many points? Because you're scoring enough points to win these games.
Yeah, and a lot of it is systems are there, but I think from last Friday we talked about how we've got to be absolutely on point from their first whistle. We can't ease into a game or work ourselves into a game. We're coming up against some of the best attacking sides in club competitions in the world. So. Like I said, it's called Super Rugby for a reason, and we got to be on right from the start. And so working on our mindset's been a big part of this week's focus, and being able to sustain that, for the whole game, as opposed to coming in drips and drabs or waiting till we're behind on the scoreboard. Before ripping in. Yeah,
because look, my point being is that you aren't a novelty team, and there are no favours in this competition. You're there to make the top six, to compete every week like every other team, and so I don't believe in excuses, and that's exactly what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. We're not here to make up the numbers, and and we don't expect to be treated as such. So I understand your point, Martin, and. As our coaching group are aligned with that, because we want to compete, and we want to be there at the business end of the season. So the performance last week was just it wasn't good enough, and you got to be able to see the the good as well as the bad,
Sure.
and no, the good thing is that we were able to score points, and score a lot of points against top sides. So no, it's putting all the different pieces together to put out a complete performance is our challenge.
And look, this is the thing. If you look at the jigsaw and you look at every game that you've played so far, if you could take this bit here, this bit here, this bit here, this bit here, and put all that together, I mean, the potential is there, no question.
Oh, absolutely. And being a young team, I think those pieces are still coming together, and a lot of the guys are playing. They haven't had a lot of footy, not just at this level, but also us as a team, in terms of the players on the field. So, whilst we want to be patient, and again, the competition is well underway, and we gotta be a lot better.
A couple of players I want to make mention of. Obviously, Yardi, but we'll park him for a second. Tell us about your captain, though, who's the only non-Pasifika player in the team. This is a great story.
Tomasi. He's a great lad and a great addition to our team. He brings a lot of experience and he's been really good for the group and bringing that edge.
Yep.
That competitive edge. They say a tiger is usually at its most fierce when it knows the end is near, and Sav brings that intensity in everything he does every day, which is what we need, which is what's required if we want to be competitive in this competition. So he's a great lad, and a great player for us, and in terms of what he does in his position as a lock, is the learnings that our younger players will be getting from him is invaluable.
And he's got the name Tomasi. That's fantastic, isn't it? That's excellent.
I try to tell him that I think if you play 3 years for Moana, then you qualify to play for Tonga.
And when you look at your coaching group as well, this is what I like as well, is that all the experience that you guys have had, hard-ass professional experience, but I suppose it's not just imprint that on a bunch of players, but it's to get them to walk towards that themselves. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? That, you can talk about it as much as you like and impart that your experience, but they've actually got to physically learn this, don't they? And that is what this competition is about, week in and week out.
100%. And we talk about growth a lot and growing pains and having to endure and go through the lessons and learnings to become a better player and which in turn makes us a better team. But it's as a coaching group, we're here to help and grow our players, but at the end of the day, we're not on the field, and these boys have to walk towards, as you said, and take it with their own 3 hands and make this team and their experience in this competition what they want. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. And look, there is real incentive this weekend, people. A game is 4:35 in Christchurch. You must love playing the afternoon rugby as well. But even a bonus point lifts you off the bottom of the table. That to me is the carrot right there, isn't it?
Every point is so important now. And again, that was one of the things we were gutted about last week, was not walking away with any points.
Yep.
Especially with the way the point system is this year. So, that's obviously we want to walk away with maximum points. That's what we're preparing for. But we also want to make sure that we do leave with the minimum a point. Because as you said, 1 point and we're off the bottom table. It's a big step in the right direction.
All the very best for this game. It's a hell of a tough game. I mean, those guys played really well against the Blues. They kind of squashed them out of the game. I don't know whether you had the time to watch that game. You probably saw some highlights or something.
No, we watched it, and no, they're the Crusaders, and then their history in this competition speaks for itself. So, what an awesome challenge!
Yeah.
For us, and no, we're definitely running towards the fire.
What a pleasure to have you on the program, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're a very, very busy man. Awesome.
Martin, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
This is the DSPN.